25% off sale on their 4-week emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you have to go to preparewithNYPrepper.com. And again, that's 25% off of their 4-week emergency food supply. That's a $60 discount. And the food supply includes over 2,000 calories per day, up to a 25-year shelf life. It's packed into 2 rugged buckets and weighs 38 pounds total. Free shipping is included. And what's great about this is you have 4 weeks of food in just 2 buckets. You can easily put that anywhere. And if you have to bug out, you can easily throw that in your vehicle. Now, My Patriot Supply also has a general store where they sell pretty much any prepping and survival related product you could imagine. To get to their general store, you have to go to the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the preparewithNYPrepper.com webpage. You click on that logo and it takes you to their general store, and you can see they have pretty much anything you could imagine. They have potassium iodide at a great price. I have a few of these. They also have survival bars, survival seeds, water filters, solar generators, anything you can imagine. So check out preparewithNYPrepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully my mic is working this week. Looks like I'm having mic issues. No sound? Okay, no sound. Hold on. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay, looks like the sound is working now. All right, perfect. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Thirsty Thursday for some of you guys out there that are going to be out clubbing or going to the bar tonight. Joe Blow, thank you for the super chat. Mike Subchinsky, how's it going? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for the support. So thanks to all the moderators for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Country Christian, how's it going? Smoking Swamp Outdoors. Rodney Middleton, Juliana Rose, Johnny Quest, Lorna, Mary Beth Hammond, Burning Element, Ashley Calloway, Mike DT94, Joe Romanino, Lisa P, Julie C. Hope you guys are doing well. Joe Evans, Tartan Granny, thank you for sharing out all my videos on Twitter, Tartan Granny. I appreciate that. So I think I'm just going to get right into the news right now. And I'm going to go over the breaking news. And then after the breaking news, I'll open up the chat and I'll chat with you guys. So without further delay, I want to just jump right into the news. I'm going to take my camera off so you guys can see the full screen. So this is kind of some unexpected news that just came in tonight. There was a B-1 bomber crash in Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota. This is right outside of Rapid City, and this just happened this evening. So this is major breaking news, guys. The B-1s are part of our nuclear forces. They're a strategic bomber, and they are nuclear capable. They're a supersonic bomber, meaning that they can travel faster than the speed of sound, and they can carry a massive amount of firepower. Okay. So let me just read this to you. Apparently, the B-1 crashed on the runway during landing, and 4 ejected, 1 in the ER with back issues. They are all okay, believed to be due to icy and foggy conditions. Okay, so that's what we're hearing right now from various sources. Looks like there's some type of ice fog, and that fog is basically freezing on the ground. And I believe it because I went out there to South Dakota like 3 years ago on a vacation from Christmas to New Year's, and I came across some ice fog, and it's very dangerous because it's like normal fog, but the ground temperature is below freezing. So when that fog hits anything, it just freezes instantly on contact. So B-1 nuclear bomber crashed at Ellsworth Air Force Base, apparently on the runway during landing. 4 ejected. 1 is in the ER with back issues. All are okay due to icy conditions. Okay. So nothing super crazy here. Thank God that all the crew members were able to eject. So definitely some positive news to report there. So I'm not super worried about that. I am worried about some other things, though. So I want to just start going through some of the headlines with you guys. Let's see here. Where do I start? I'm actually going to start with the doomsday clock. The doomsday clock is going to be updated in about 3 weeks. And I will be doing coverage of the doomsday clock update. I'll probably do a live stream just dedicated to that. But according to the 2023 update, which was January 24th of last year, I can't believe we're in 2024 already. I actually caught myself writing checks and stuff like that, still using 2023 instead of 2024. But it says here 90 seconds to midnight. Okay, 90 seconds to midnight is what they have the doomsday clock at now. And this is the closest we've ever been to doomsday. Okay, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. Okay, you can see going back even to the 50s and 60s during the Cuban Missile Crisis, we weren't even this close. Okay, 1953, we were at 2 minutes to midnight. Now we're at 90 seconds to midnight. 1984, we were at 3 minutes to midnight. So we've never been this close, guys, okay? And basically since 2015, we've just been getting closer and closer each year to doomsday, okay? And I think they're going to bump it up probably to 80 seconds or maybe even 60 seconds to midnight. If they bump it up to 60 seconds to midnight, that's going to be insane, guys. Okay, I really believe we're like 30 seconds to midnight. I think that we are literally on the verge of nuclear war. I think nuclear war could happen the end of this year or in 2025. Many experts have said that 2025 would be the year that World War III and nuclear war would break out, including Joel Skousen. Some of you guys may have heard of him. Joel Skousen, highly recommend you check out his literature. But he predicted like over 10 years ago that 2025 would be the year that Russia and China launch a surprise nuclear attack on the United States. Okay, 2025 is the quarter century mark, so I expect just absolute craziness this year and then next year. Okay, so the next 2 years are going to be absolutely insane. So you guys need to really rapidly intensify your preparedness efforts. Okay, your preparedness, your prepping. You need to rapidly intensify it. Okay, because we're running out of time. Okay, time is running out. I really believe we're on the verge of nuclear war. I'm not even just making that up for clicks or anything. I know a lot of people do that kind of stuff, but I truly believe that we're on the verge of nuclear war, guys. I've never felt this way in my whole life. I mean, it's just total chaos around the world right now. Things are just out of hand. We're seeing all these war fronts opening up and escalating every single day. The Middle East, Eastern Europe, Asia, South America. It's just getting crazy, guys. And then here in the US, we have corruption, we have division, we have the border, okay? So much stuff going on. And now the possibility of terrorism here in the US again, okay? We're basically in a pre 9/11 state right now. The FBI and the DHS and the National Counterterrorism Center issued a warning in December that there could be terrorist attacks this winter, guys. Okay, this winter. So get prepared, physically, mentally, spiritually. Hey, what's going on? Lewis from the Real GS News. Great to see you. Thanks for showing up. I hope you're doing well, and hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year. I saw your little short live stream. I think it was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I can't remember, where you were showing your new house. And your house is really cozy looking. So congratulations on the new house. Things are really getting crazy, guys. I'm going to just start going through some headlines here. I mean, there's just so much to cover, so it's going to be a little while. I'm going to just read off some headlines in no particular order. It would take me so long to try to organize everything, so I'm just going to go one by one. So I think the first thing I'm going to cover is the U.S. military is basically in a state of high readiness right now. I have multiple sources around the country that are in contact with me that live near some critical military bases. I have one source near Raven Rock. Raven Rock is also known as the alternate Pentagon. During a nuclear war, the DOD and the and the Defense Secretary would go to Raven Rock. They would leave the Pentagon and go to Raven Rock. Raven Rock is right near Camp David in southern Pennsylvania. And it's a giant bunker, and I have a source that lives right next to Raven Rock, literally right next to Raven Rock. And this person told me that in the last couple of days, they've been seeing a ton of fighter jets flying over the area and lots of low-flying planes. So that's pretty concerning, and it was quiet up until like 2 days ago. And now suddenly a bunch of jets flying over. I also have a source that lives near Stewart Airport in New York State. And Stewart Airport is about 2 hours north of New York City in Newburgh, New York. And Stewart Airport has an important Air National Guard wing. They have a wing of C-17s. And during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, the Air National Guard at Stewart Airport were flying their C-17s overseas to the Middle East. They were airlifting cargo. And so my source told me that the C-17s are all gone at Stewart Airport. There's no C-17s there. This person lives nearby, and they saw today that there were no C-17s there. So that means that they're probably overseas somewhere. And again, these C-17s are usually used for critical airlifting, okay? And I also have a source that lives near Stratcom Offutt Air Base. And this person literally lives right next to Offutt Air Base. They said that today there's been a lot of activity, a lot of large planes taking off from Offutt Air Base. If you guys don't know what Offutt Air Base is, it's basically the most important base in the U.S. military. Okay, it's home of Stratcom Strategic Command. That's basically like, the most important command of the entire military. The military is broken up into different combatant commands. You have like Euro Command, European Command. You have AFRICOM, Africa Command. You have CENTCOM, Central Command, which is like the Middle East area, and Strategic Command. Basically, they're the top. They're the top dog. Okay, they're the top of the food chain in the military. They tell all the other commands what to do. And during 9/11, that's where they took Dick Cheney, or was it Bush? I think it was Dick Cheney, or maybe Bush. I don't know. They took him to Stratcom. There's a bunker there. So lots of activity there. And we have the Epstein list. Okay, the Epstein documents came out, and I read some of the people that were on this document dump. I want to just read some of the names off to you guys in case you missed my update earlier. So we have Alan Dershowitz, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Stephen Hawking, Al Gore, Michael Jackson, David Copperfield, Kevin Spacey, George Lucas, Naomi Campbell, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bruce Willis, Kate Blanchett, and then there were a bunch of other various, billionaires and millionaires. So these are people that were affiliated with Epstein. They went to his island. To what extent they were affiliated, it's hard to say. For example, Donald Trump is named, but there's no accusations against Trump that, he did anything strange while he was, going to Epstein's island or whatever he did. So there's no information about Trump, but there is some weird stuff about Clinton. There's some young woman that said that Clinton did something. So, all these celebrities, all these elites guys, all these millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires, they're all in it together. Okay. None of these people are on our side. Okay. Whether it's, Bill Clinton or Trump or, all these other people, they're all in the same club. Okay. And I know a lot of Trump supporters are going to be mad at me for saying that, but Trump is a billionaire, guys. And, if you're a billionaire, you're part of the club. Okay. I don't care how much you call yourself an outsider and, I'm an outsider. Bullshit. Okay. If you're a billionaire, you're in the club. Okay. You're part of the Bilderbergs. You're part of the Freemasons. You're part of the Illuminati. And, I would just caution you guys from getting too supportive of one particular person, okay? Because one person is not going to save America. Only Jesus Christ can save America and save the world, okay? So don't create an idol for yourself. Don't idolize some human figure, okay? And I'm sorry to offend anybody, but it's just the truth, okay? So they want to divide us. They want Trump supporters and, Biden supporters fighting each other in the streets. That's what they want. They want us to fight in the streets. They want this civil war. Don't give them what they want, okay? Just be aware of the fact that there's a lot of planning that goes on behind the scenes, and not everything is organic. Okay, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of the Bilderberg Group. Okay, the Bilderbergs, they meet every single year. They have the Bilderberg meeting, and at the Bilderberg meeting, all these elites get together and they figure out all the major things. They sit down and they discuss, what they're going to do in the next year. Okay, are we going to start another war? Are we going to, release some kind of plague? Are we going to crash the economy somewhere? They discuss all these things. Everything is pre-planned ahead of time. Okay. So just wanted to mention that. So I'll just read off that list again. if you guys missed it. Alan Dershowitz, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Stephen Hawking, Al Gore, Michael Jackson, David Copperfield, Kevin Spacey, George Lucas, Naomi Campbell, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bruce Willis, Kate Blanchett. So pretty interesting. I'm sure the list is bigger than that, but that's kind of the initial list. Okay. So hopefully I didn't offend too many people, but that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. We can all agree to disagree. Respect my opinions and I'll respect yours. Samuel DeMarco, thank you so much for the donation. Grab a Bluetooth clip-on PC mic on me. I will post the Amazon link to the one I have in the chat. Too many characters for a super chat. I use one, works great. Sounds good. Send me a link in the email, my email, nyprepper85@gmail.com. You can send me an email. And Pooh Bear, thank you for the super chat, Pooh Bear. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pooh Bear. So I'm going to just continue with more breaking news. So we do have a nuclear war command and control plane up in the air right now. We had one that was flying over the Gulf of Mexico earlier, and it just landed right before I started the stream. Okay, it was doing some loops here off the coast of Texas, all right, near Corpus Christi, and then it landed at Tinker Air Force Base, and now we have another one. This one right here, Abaco 20, and it's over northwest Kansas right now. A nuclear war command and control plane. This is the Boeing E-6B Mercury Tacoma plane. These planes are responsible for remotely launching all of our Minuteman III ICBMs through the Airborne Launch Control System. And they would do that if, for whatever reason, our launch control facilities in the upper Midwest, if for whatever reason they didn't launch the missiles from the silos, they could still override the launch control facilities and launch the missiles from the air. And there's various reasons why you'd want to do that. If there's a technical malfunction, if, for whatever reason, they can't, physically the missile won't launch because the computer's messed up over there, they can launch it from the air. Another reason would be if one of the officers at the launch control facility has a moment where they don't want to launch for whatever reason, they don't want to be responsible for launching a missile, and they decide not to do it, then they could still launch from the air. And then also if the launch control facility gets taken out by a missile, by an enemy missile, they could still launch from the air, okay? And these planes can also communicate with our Ohio-class subs, and they can transmit what are known as emergency war orders, okay? An emergency war order is the order by the president to launch nukes, okay? So these planes can transmit that order from the president, from the Pentagon, and communicate it to our Ohio-class subs, and they function more as a backup to the fixed transmitter sites. We have two of them in the continental U.S. We have one in Maine and one in Washington State, but those two transmitter sites would basically be the first targets in a nuclear war. So once those transmitter sites get destroyed, we need some other way to communicate with our subs through VLF, very low frequency, to be able to penetrate through the ocean water. And that's what these planes are for, okay? So they're very, very important planes, probably one of the top three most important planes in the entire U.S. military. Okay, this plane right here, a lot of people don't even know about it, all right? But it's probably one of the most important planes, okay? So two of them up in the air at one time earlier, and now one in the air. What's interesting about this one is that it actually got aerially refueled earlier. Let me just share some screenshots with you. So this thing got aerially refueled by a KC-46 Pegasus over eastern Oklahoma. Here you can see it flying with two Pegasus aerial refuelers. So this thing is going to be up in the air for a while. Okay, if it got aerially refueled, it's not going down anytime soon. Um, so something's going on for this thing to have been aerially refueled. It's pretty unusual, to say the least. Let's see here. I have another picture I want to share. Hold on. See. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Here's a close-up shot. I wanted to get you the close-up shot. So here you have the nuclear war command and control plane and two of the Pegasus planes flying alongside it. Okay, so it's pretty rare to see that, guys. They don't refuel a lot over the U.S. There's just simply no need to, because they can just land it. So for them to aerially refuel like that, it either means they're doing an exercise or something's going on and they want to keep it airborne. So pretty unusual. We have some sub-Hunter planes very active off the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. They're doing loops right out here. And some of you guys may be aware that right outside of Seattle, we have one of the most important U.S. military bases. We have Bangor Kitsap, which is where we have 2/3 of our submarine launched ballistic missiles. We have 2/3 of our Ohio class subs, which are our nuclear armed subs in Bangor Kitsap. And then we also have our Trident missile storage site there, where we have potentially hundreds of Trident missiles there and warheads to go along with them. So they have to patrol this area. Okay, so they're definitely pulling overtime right now for some reason. What that reason is, I have no idea, but pretty unusual. And we had an aerial refueler that was active over northern Iraq near Erbil earlier this evening. It just landed in Cyprus. And this is where the Iranian proxies have been striking U.S. bases. There was a U.S. military strike here in Iraq. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. So this could have been part of that strike. And this was earlier today. We had another aerial refueler up in that area and a C-130. So lots of activity there in Iraq. Lots of activity in Eastern Europe last night. We had a reconnaissance plane fly up to Estonia, and it was doing loops back and forth along the Estonian-Russian border. And what's interesting is that in this area where it was doing the loops up here is the area where Estonia put their anti-tank obstacles like over a month ago. They put their dragon's teeth, which are like concrete pyramids that are just a few feet tall. They put them along the border there to stop any potential Russian tanks from coming across in an invasion. So pretty interesting. And it flew around Kaliningrad quite a bit, especially along the Kaliningrad coastline here in the Baltic. And it flew into northeastern Poland and did a bunch of loops in northeastern Poland. So still, NATO is monitoring Eastern Europe like crazy, and specifically the Baltic region from Poland all the way up to Finland. That whole area, guys, is a flashpoint, okay? Especially like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Those countries don't have big militaries, okay? Like Finland and Poland, they have big militaries, so Russia wouldn't necessarily try to invade them because it would be difficult. But like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they have tiny military guys, tiny militaries. They have like 50,000 troops at the most, 30,000 troops. I mean, just to give you a comparison, that's like the New York City Police Department. Okay, the New York City Police Department, I think, has like 50,000 cops or something, or 20,000. So just a little bit bigger than like New York City Police Department. They don't have their own fighter jets, those countries. So it's like an easy win for Russia to come in there and lop off some territory, take some land, grab some land. without too much resistance. So I'm very concerned about that area, and we have to keep an eye on it because Putin could do something crazy like try to invade Estonia, particularly at the end of the year when you have the transition period between Biden and whoever the next president is. If, let's say, Trump gets elected, or Nikki Haley, or DeSantis, whatever, let's say one of the Republicans wins, there's that, lame period. And that would be a perfect opportunity for Putin to attack one of these countries, or maybe Moldova, or maybe Georgia, or maybe, whatever. So I don't think Putin is done yet. Okay, everybody out there thinks that, he's done for. He's defeated. The Russian military has been defeated. As much as, I would like to see that happen, it's not the truth. Okay. You guys know that I support Ukraine. I do not like Putin at all. I think he's going to rot in hell. But, to say that Ukraine is winning is just not realistic. If Ukraine was winning, why do they have, 20% of their territory still under Russian control? And by the way, this is all happening under Biden's watch. Okay, this did not happen under Trump's watch. This is happening under Biden's watch. Okay, so there's all these people out there saying, well, if a Republican becomes president, then, they're just going to abandon Ukraine and Russia's going to take over all of Ukraine. That's a bunch of lies. Okay, it's actually the Republicans that have been calling for better weapons for Ukraine. It's actually people like Tom Cotton. Okay, look up Tom Cotton if you don't know who he is. He's a prominent conservative Republican. He was calling for advanced weapons for Ukraine as early as last year. Okay, as soon as the war broke out, he said, listen, we got to give Ukraine better weapons than what we're giving them, because we're just dragging out the war by giving them just a bare minimum. We're giving them, artillery shells and air defense. Okay, that doesn't help Ukraine. That just helps them maintain the status quo. It doesn't help them win, take back territory, break the land bridge, and kick Russia out. It just helps them maintain what they have, okay? Maintain the front lines, just give them more artillery and give them air defenses. That's it, And as long as we keep doing that, it's going to continue the way it's been going, and it may even get worse potentially, because eventually Russia is going to kickstart their mobilization. They have a lot of people. They have a lot of resources. They can build a lot of tanks. They can mobilize millions and millions of people, guys. Russia has 150 million people. Ukraine has like 40 million. I mean, Russia can just send 5, 10, 20 million people to the front lines like anytime they want, okay? And it's not going to do much damage to Russia, okay? But Ukraine, they can't do that. They can't mobilize 10 million people. That's like 25% of their population. Okay, so the situation is not looking too good in Ukraine, unfortunately, and there's a lot of mistakes that were made by Biden that got us into this whole mess that could have been avoided, and it goes back to when Russia put all their forces on the border the first time before they actually invaded. A year before they invaded, as soon as Biden became president, they put all the troops on the border. And what did Biden do? Nothing. Okay. And that was Putin's green light, because he saw that Biden was a chicken and he wasn't going to do anything. Okay. So, and from what I heard and from what Trump said himself, is that Trump actually threatened Putin. And this was in his interview with Tucker Carlson, that famous interview that he did a few months back. He said that he spoke to Putin and said, don't go into Ukraine or we're going to do something really nasty to Moscow. Okay. And Putin never invaded Ukraine while Trump was president. Okay. And, but now we have all these war fronts opening up ever since Biden took over. I mean, we have the Middle East now. The Middle East is just totally on fire, guys. I mean, the Middle East is just absolutely insane. We have Korea now. Kim Jong-un is building another nuclear reactor to enrich uranium. So they're going to be building more warheads, okay, more nuclear warheads. And They just tested a solid fueled ICBM. Okay. And Matsko, thank you so much for the super chat. 4 T-38A Talons drilling over Chase City, Virginia. Thank you. And Matsko, yeah, those T-38s, they always fly in the air. I'm not too worried about that. Those are just normal training planes. They use those to train new pilots. So I'm not super worried about that. They always fly over that area. But thank you for the report. I appreciate it. And thanks for the super chat. K. Paul, how's it going? Just getting over CV9. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people I know have been falling ill because of that, because of the COVID. A lot of people I know have been falling ill. It looks like there's a new variant out that's going around, so just be careful out there. Rick, thank you for gifting 5 memberships, and Mama of 6, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Jeff Carriero, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Or Carrero, I'm not sure if I said your name right. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. So let me just continue on with some more breaking news. It's just so much news tonight. Let's see, where do I start? Where do I continue? Let's see. So we have breaking news. Apparently, the Jordanian Air Force just conducted at least 2 waves of airstrikes on warehouses and facilities linked to Iranian and Assad-backed smugglers near the town of Al Ghariya in southwestern Syria, resulting in significant damage to several buildings belonging to drug lord Ahid al-Ramthan. Okay, so the Jordanian Air Force conducted airstrikes tonight on some warehouses and facilities linked to Iranian and Assad-backed drug smugglers. Okay, that's Bashar Assad, the scumbag leader of Syria. Okay, and the Iranians. So very interesting. So the Jordanian Air Force apparently struck these buildings in Syria. They actually attacked Syrian territory. Looks like we had another drone attack in the Red Sea. The commander of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, Vice Admiral Charles B. Cooper, stated that the Houthi terrorist group in Yemen launched a naval surface suicide drone into a commercial shipping lane in the Red Sea today in the first attack of its kind by the Houthis, who usually use aerial drones and missiles. The drone reportedly exploded off the coast of Yemen, not causing any damage or casualties in what is believed to be the 25th attempted attack on shipping vessels in the region since October 7th. Okay, so 25th attack, guys, 25th attack. I mean, when is Biden going to do something? You know, they have this task force that they set up. You know, when are they going to actually do something? I mean, it's just insane, you know. We have U.S. troops getting injured now. It's just ridiculous what's going on. For example, we have this guy right here, okay, pilot in the 82nd Airborne, Garrett Illerbrunn. Okay, he suffered a very serious injury to his brain in the Christmas Day, I think it was, attack on the base in Iraq. Okay, he's got looks like a lovely family here, and he had a piece of shrapnel go through his temple and into the motor section of his brain, the motor function section of his brain. Okay, so they're doing a GoFundMe, and if you're interested in donating, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link to his GoFundMe in the chat. I don't know this guy. I don't know his family. Nobody asked me to do this. I just feel bad. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, on Christmas Day, could you imagine getting that kind of news? Just horrible. So check out his GoFundMe page. Matthew Belange, thank you for the super chat. Amateurs talk strategy, professionals talk logistics. Napoleon Bonaparte. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. It's very interesting. Vanessa Dubois, thank you for the super chat, and it's great to see you in here tonight. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you, Greg, and all the hard work you do to keep us updated. 3Ps. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that. Ad B, thank you for the super chat. B-1 bomber crash initially because of computer glitch, but now they are saying it was fog and ice. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, they cover stuff up. I mean, we don't know the truth. We don't know the truth. We'll never know the truth in these types of situations. Earth Angel Anna says lots of weird stuff going on these days. Yes, definitely. Thanks for showing up. Good to see you. Aham Brahmamsi says, Greg, aka NYPrepper, you are a good person. I watch your blogs from rural village of Central Asia. Wow, that's amazing. That is super cool. Where in Central Asia exactly, if you don't mind me asking? That is really cool. Thank you for tuning in from all the way in Central Asia. Wow, that's incredible. That's crazy. So let's see. Got some more breaking news here. Apparently, U.S. airstrike killed an Iranian-backed militia leader in Baghdad. This was today. This is being reported by Task and Purpose. So another high-profile person getting taken out by Allied forces. We had al-Aruri, the second in command of Hamas, get taken out. We had, who else was it that got taken out? Christmas Eve, Musavi. Okay, Musavi got taken out. So a lot of high-profile figures being taken out by U.S. and Israel. A U.S. airstrike in Baghdad killed an Iranian-backed militia leader amid continued attacks by Iranian proxy forces on merchant shipping in the Middle East, a defense official confirmed on Tuesday. According to the defense official, U.S. forces killed Mushtaq Jawad Kazim al-Jawari, who was also known as Abu Taqwa, a leader of the Harakat al-Nujaba militia, an Iranian proxy group that has targeted U.S. forces. Abu Taqwa was actively involved in planning and carrying out attacks against American personnel, the defense official said in a statement. The strike also killed one other member. This strike was taken in self-defense. No civilians were harmed. No infrastructure or facilities were struck. So they took out some militia leader, guys, okay, in Baghdad. All right, so maybe that's why those aerial refuelers were flying over northern Iraq, okay? He's apparently, Harak al-Nujaba is part of the Islamic Resistance of Iraq, an umbrella organization of Iranian-backed groups that attack U.S. troops. The group has issued a statement announcing that one of its leaders, whose name it's spelled as Mushtab Tali al-Saidi, has been martyred in a U.S. strike. Al-Saidi has also been described in media reports as deputy head of operations in Baghdad for the Popular Mobilization Forces, a group of Shiite militias that are nominally under Iraqi control, but many have direct ties to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard, Quds force. All right, so they took out this guy, okay? Absolutely crazy, guys. A lot of high-profile figures being taken out by the U.S. and Israel. We had that situation at the anniversary of the death of Soleimani, the assassination of Soleimani. 2 bombs went off, okay? And Iran is they're blaming the U.S. and Israel for it, but it looks like ISIS came out and officially claimed responsibility for it. Um, so I don't know if I believe that. It's possible that it was ISIS, but I find that hard to believe. But maybe. And we had an earthquake in Yellowstone today, a pretty strong one, 3.3 magnitude earthquake. And what's interesting about it is you can see here on the map on the bottom, they have this intensity uh, chart here, and you can see the color of the star is like a reddish color. And that corresponds to heavy shaking, heavy damage, and violent shaking. So this was a pretty intense earthquake, guys. Okay. Um, okay. 3.3 magnitude earthquake. A lot of earthquakes in Yellowstone since the new year started. Lots of earthquakes in general. Hundreds of earthquakes in Japan. Um, since the start of the new year, hundreds of earthquakes in Japan. There was that 7.6 magnitude earthquake that caused a small tsunami. Dozens of people have been confirmed killed from that. Guys, the Bible says that there's going to be earthquakes in diverse places, okay? And that's what's happening right now is we're seeing these earthquakes all over the world now. It's like as soon as 2024 kicked off, we had crazy earthquakes, wars, new viruses spreading around the world. I mean, it's like everything is just happening in lockstep with the Bible. It's just absolutely insane. Somebody asked, did we lose a B1? I don't know if we lost a B1. It crashed. So my guess is it's probably inoperable, but I don't think it's destroyed beyond repair. It probably just slid off. If there was ice on the runway, it probably just slid or whatever. I'm sure they're probably going to be able to fix it. Mandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, thank you so much. That's really generous of you. Check text ASAP. Okay, I definitely will. Thank you very much. And Happy New Year to you. I hope everything is going well. Ad B, thank you for the super chat. The good news about all the bad news, Jesus is coming back soon. That's right, he is. Absolutely crazy, guys. Let me see. I'm just checking some information here. Checking some information about this B1. Let me see. Looks like maybe we did lose a B1. Let me see. Got some updated information on it. Hold on. The crew was engaged in a training mission at the time. Let me see. There's currently a large emergency response underway at Ellsworth Air Force Base. They were engaged in a training mission. Numerous witnesses reported hearing explosions that were audible across the city of Box Elder. Yeah, I don't know we don't know. It's too early to tell if this thing is totally destroyed. It's too early to tell. So far, it's just a crash. So we'll have to wait and see. Looks like there's some kind of evacuation order on an island in South Korea. This is just coming in right now during the stream. Some kind of evacuation order issued on a border island of Yeonpyeong. This is coming in from Yonhap News. Wow. This just came in right now. So all you guys watching, you get early access to my next update. Evacuation order issued on border island of Yeonpyeong. Okay, that's all I have for you guys right now at the moment. There's no other information, but looks like South Korea just evacuated some kind of island, okay, on the border with North Korea. We know that South Korea just wrapped up exercises, naval and army exercises, live fire exercises, guys. They were doing live fire exercises for an entire week in and around the Korean Peninsula with warships, and also on the ground. They were conducting joint exercises with the U.S. military with strikers. Okay, so that's not a good sign. That means that South Korea is getting ready for the worst case scenario, and North Korea just tested that solid fueled ICBM. And solid fueled literally means that they can push a button and launch a missile at any time they want. Okay, that's like the technology we have. All our missiles are solid fueled, so that's not good. So something is brewing over there in the Korean Peninsula. We have that massive sunspot here, 3536, which generated an X 5.0 solar flare a couple days ago. It is now rotating towards us. Okay, so it is now Earth facing this massive sunspot right here, and it's very unstable, and it just gave off an M-class flare today. Let me show you guys the flare. So this is the flare. Okay, just gave off this flare today, and it is facing Earth. Okay, that's an M4 class flare, this one. So it's a smaller flare. It's like a moderately strong flare. But if this thing gives off an X class flare again, that will be bad. Okay, could knock out the power, could interrupt communications. It could cause low latitude auroras. I give it probably at least a 50% chance that this thing is going to give off an X class flare. I mean, it just gave off an M class flare today, an X 5.0 a few days ago. So this thing is very, very unstable, and it's rotating towards us more and more. We have a major winter storm that's going to hit the northeastern U.S. and the Appalachian Mountains. There's winter storm watches posted for basically much of the interior northeast and New England, and the Appalachian Mountains here. You can see pretty much the entire Appalachians are under a winter storm watch. I'm under a winter storm watch. I'm supposed to get like 8 inches of snow here in north central Pennsylvania. But you can see interior New England, and I think they're going to post more of these. Tomorrow we're going to see more watches posted. This is just the initial batch, but I think tomorrow we're going to see a bunch posted here. So big winter storm coming, the first major storm of the year. We are in an El Nino right now, and during El Ninos, winters tend to be warmer in the northern hemisphere. So I don't expect a crazy winter this year for the snow lovers out there. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but that's just what's going to happen. We're not going to have a crazy winter this year, but I do expect next winter and the following winter will be, I think, very cold and very snowy once we get out of this El Nino. And we have multiple countries issuing travel warnings, telling their citizens to leave Lebanon. Okay, we have here Canada issuing a travel warning. Okay, I'll read to you what it says here. Avoid all travel to Lebanon due to a deteriorating security situation, civil unrest, the increased risk of terrorist attack, and the ongoing armed conflict with Israel. The security situation can deteriorate further without warning. If the armed conflict intensifies, it could impact your ability to depart the country by commercial means. Okay, so this was just posted yesterday, okay, January the 3rd. We also had the UK post an updated do not travel advisory. Okay, check this out. This is from the UK. Okay, Lebanon advises against all travel to Lebanon. Okay, updated January 2nd. Okay, Addition of information about an explosion in Beirut's southern suburbs. The FCDO continues to advise against all travel to the whole of Lebanon. If you are currently in Lebanon, we encourage you to leave now while commercial options remain available. Okay. So, very, very serious, guys. Okay. Multiple countries. We have the UK, we have Canada, we have Germany, we have Denmark, we have Sweden. 5 countries just put out travel warnings this week telling people get out of Lebanon now. Okay. And we had Herzi Halevi, the Israeli chief of staff, visit the northern part of Israel today. Okay. Herzi Halevi, he went to the northern part of Israel today, guys. Okay. You don't have a chief of staff visit a frontline area unless something serious is going down or about to go down. All right. So that's a red flag. We've heard Netanyahu and all the military leaders in the Israeli military warn for weeks now that if Hezbollah does not back down and honor the UN agreement that they're supposed to be a certain distance away from the blue line, which is the border with Lebanon and Israel. If they don't honor that, then Israel's going to go in and push them back using force. Okay, and believe me, Israel has the firepower to annihilate Hezbollah. Okay, and Netanyahu said himself that they're going to do to Lebanon what they did to Gaza if Hezbollah doesn't stop. Okay, and there's no end in sight. Hezbollah said that they're not afraid of an attack and that they will retaliate. I'll read to you what Nasrallah said. Nasrallah is the leader of Hezbollah. Okay. So here we have a billboard that was put up in Tehran. Basically, the billboard says that they're going to get revenge on whoever caused those bombings at the memorial service for Soleimani. Okay, so they're putting up billboards about it now. Okay, let me read to you what Nasrallah said in case you missed my update earlier. Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, he said, if Israel thinks that we are scared of the full-scale war and confrontation, they are mistaken, and we are ready to go to all lengths and wage this war, and the enemy will deeply regret this decision. He said, as we promised before the war, there will be a strong response to any assassination on Lebanese soil. I do not need to explain. The days and nights are between us. Keep your eyes on the battlefield. Okay, so this is serious, guys. Okay, very, very serious. I think Israel's going to have to go in and attack Hezbollah. Okay, let's see here. Apparently, Russia has been launching North Korean ballistic missiles at Ukraine. Let me share this video with you guys. This is from John Kirby earlier today at a press conference. Let me see if I can share this for you. Oh, there's no audio. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Why isn't there any audio? Hold on, guys. All right. Should be audio now.
As Russia continues to launch these brutal attacks, the United States has new information to share about the support that Russia is receiving from third countries. Due in part to our sanctions and export controls, Russia has become increasingly isolated on the world stage, and they've been forced to look to like-minded states for military equipment. As we've been warning publicly, one of those states is North Korea. Our information indicates that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea recently provided Russia with ballistic missile launchers and several ballistic missiles. On the 30th of December, 2023, Russian forces launched at least one of these North Korean ballistic missiles into Ukraine. This missile appears to have landed in an open field in the Zaporizhia region. And on January 2nd, Russia launched multiple North Korean ballistic missiles into Ukraine, including as part of its overnight aerial attack. As Russia continues to launch these brutal attacks, the United States has new information to share about the support that Russia is receiving from third countries. Due in part to our sanctions and export controls, Russia has become increasingly isolated on the world stage, and they've been forced to look to like-minded states for military equipment. As we've been warning publicly, one of those states is North Korea. Our information indicates that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea recently provided Russia with ballistic missile launchers and several ballistic missiles. On the 30th of December, 2023, Russian forces launched at least one of these North Korean ballistic missiles into Ukraine. This missile appears to have landed in an open field in the Zaporizhia region. And on January 2nd...
All right, so, there you have it, okay? Pretty crazy. So we have some breaking news coming in. Apparently, North Korea has attacked South Korea. I'm working to confirm that. And if that's true, I will relaunch the live stream and start a new live stream. Okay. So if that's true, I will do an all-nighter if I have to. But for now, I'm going to continue covering the latest emergency news, which is just as important as this. We have a statement coming from the U.S. and multiple countries giving a final warning to the Houthis. Okay, this was posted 2 days ago, okay, on the White House website, or actually yesterday, I'm sorry. Joint statement from the governments of the U.S., Australia, Bahrain, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, Singapore, and the UK. So this is basically a final warning, guys. Okay, final warning from the U.S. to the Houthis. Okay, so they could launch this attack on. They could launch this attack at any time, guys. Okay, at any time. On the Houthis. So I'll read a little bit to you from this statement here. Ongoing Houthi attacks in the Red Sea are illegal, unacceptable, and profoundly destabilizing. There is no lawful justification for intentionally targeting civilian shipping and naval vessels. Attacks on vessels, including commercial vessels using unmanned aerial vehicles, small boats, and missiles, including the first use of anti-ship ballistic missiles against such vessels, are a direct threat to the freedom of navigation that serves as the bedrock of global trade in one of the world's most critical waterways. These attacks threaten innocent lives from all over the world and constitute a significant international problem that demands collective action. Nearly 15% of global seaborne trade passes through the Red Sea, including 8% of global grain trade, 12% of seaborne traded oil, and 8% of the world's liquefied natural gas. International shipping companies continue to reroute their vessels around the Cape of Good Hope, adding significant cost and weeks of delay to the delivery of goods and ultimately jeopardizing the movement of critical food, fuel, and humanitarian assistance throughout the world. Let our message now be clear. We call for the immediate end of these illegal attacks and release of unlawfully detained vessels and crews. The Houthis will bear the responsibility of the consequences should they continue to threaten the lives, the global economy, and free flow of commerce in the region's critical waterways. We remain committed to the international rules-based order and are determined to hold malign actors accountable for unlawful seizures and attacks. All right, so this is the final warning, guys, okay? The final warning from the U.S., okay? So sorry the screen was dark. I apologize, but I think you get the gist. So let's see what else here. Let's see. We also have some breaking news that apparently a general from the Delta Force was killed in Gaza. I don't know how true this is, but Palestinian sources are reporting that this guy right here was killed in Gaza. He's some kind of general, was taken out in Gaza. I don't know how true that is. It could be BS from, the Palestinian sources. Let's see, what else do we have here? Lots of news coming in. It's absolutely insane. Air Canada has canceled all its flights to Tel Aviv until next April 8th. This is coming from Israeli Channel 12. Okay, Air Canada canceled all its flights to Tel Aviv until next April 8th. That is insane, guys. That's coming from Israeli News 12. Okay, they're canceling flights to Tel Aviv for an entire year. Okay, what does that tell you? That tells you things are going to spiral out of control. Okay, and combined with all the different countries telling people to leave, that's very concerning, guys. Russian sources claim that the Ukrainian military targeted Russian naval facilities and vessels at the Novorossiysk naval base in Novorossiysk, Russia, in what they describe as one of the largest attacks on Crimea. That's today, guys. Okay, today, Ukraine launched one of the largest attacks on Crimea. Okay, at the Novorossiysk naval base, which is closer to Russia. It's not like where Crimea is, it's further in, okay, further away. So it's pretty crazy that Ukraine was able to reach that far. So it just tells you that Ukraine has really stepped up their missile game and their drone game, that they're able to hit this base from so far away. Explosions reported in Crimea. Russia claims 36 Ukrainian drones were taken down. Multiple explosions were heard in several cities in Crimea, as well as in Russia's Black Sea port of Novorossiysk. Okay, so Ukraine launched some kind of massive attack on Novorossiysk. This comes after all the massive attacks by Ukraine and Russia. The last couple of days, the tit-for-tat attacks, starting with Russia on New Year's Eve. And then Ukraine retaliated with a massive attack on Belgorod. Then Russia retaliated back. Then Ukraine retaliated back. And now Ukraine is striking Crimea. Okay, so Russia's claiming this is one of the largest attacks on Crimea. Germany is going to be sending their Skynex air defense system and other military aid to Ukraine. So let me read to you the list here, actually. Apparently, it includes Skynex air defense system with ammunition, 2 TRML-4D radars, ammunition for Leopard 2A6, missiles for the Iris-T, 9,155 millimeter shells, 2 Wissant demining vehicles, bridge elements, 3,350 combat helmets, 30 drone detection systems, 10 Zestros trucks, 3 8x8 tractors, 34 other vehicles, 305 MK556 rifles, 750,000 small arms cartridges, 1,152 winter camouflage nets, and 10 Martyrs. Martyrs are the infantry fighting vehicle. So massive package of weapons to Ukraine coming from Germany. And here we have um, a picture showing an area where a Ukrainian shell apparently landed in Belgorod tonight. This is just happening tonight, guys. This huge hole in the ground here near these cars. And there was an accompanying video that I cannot share here on this platform, unfortunately. But so things are really getting crazy. And we also have the situation in Venezuela spiraling out of control as well. I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. So some kind of massive attack in Crimea tonight. A Russian official said that nearly 100 people have been evacuated near Sevastopol. So something's going on. And in Belgorod, there's also been multiple targets shot down by Russian air defense over Belgorod. Okay, so Ukraine is pounding Belgorod and Crimea tonight. Okay, so crazy situation, guys. Absolutely insane. And this Skynex air defense system is pretty advanced. The German Skynex air defense, it uses like a, I think 25 millimeter or 30 millimeter gun, and it can lock on to various types of aerial targets and shoot them down within a range of a few kilometers. It's pretty multifunctional, and it doesn't use expensive missiles to intercept or shoot down threats like Patriot missiles, which cost like $5 million a piece. They just use 25 millimeter heavy machine gun rounds, and they can lock on to an object and shoot it out of the sky. They also have a laser component of it for taking out small drones and swarms of drones. They have a laser that they can use, and then they also have like a missile pod that they can connect to the system. And the missile pod, it has like 60 ground to air missiles with a range of 10 kilometers that they can shoot down various types of targets. They can lock like 5 missiles onto one target to ensure destruction. So it's a pretty impressive system. It's definitely not a cheap system by any means. Here we have some footage coming from southern Lebanon. These were airstrikes that were carried out by the Israeli Air Force earlier today. Okay, look at the size of these clouds here, whatever you want to call them. These little mushroom clouds, massive. Okay, absolutely massive. So Israel's really pounding southern Lebanon. And Hezbollah is still attacking northern Israel. 250,000 Israelis evacuated from northern Israel a few months ago, when this war started, and they haven't been allowed to return yet because it's untenable, it's unsafe. So all those people are living somewhere. There's empty homes, empty towns. I mean, just imagine if your town or your county, you had to be evacuated, and you had to go somewhere and leave your home, leave everything, okay, because somebody was bombarding it with artillery fire every day. Okay, there's only so much that Israel's going to take. Okay, they're not going to give in to Biden's BS. Okay, they're going to take matters into their own hands, and they've proven that they will defend themselves. Okay, they're not going to cave in under the Biden administration's pressure. So we have Polish farmers resuming their blockade of the Ukrainian border, or Polish truckers. I'm sorry, Polish truckers are resuming their blockade of the Ukrainian border. Here's a recent picture showing a line of trucks here at the border. Okay. So let me just see. I see a bunch of gifted memberships here. I'm sorry, it's taking me long to catch up on these. Let's see here. Mike Subchinsky says, Jesus is always with us. Just give him your heart. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate your donation, and I totally agree. Ron and Ash Balthuis, thank you for the donation. Hello from the 55th Indiana Minutemen here in New Defiance, Indiana. Keep up the good work, Greg. We watch you every day. Thank you, Ron and Ash. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there in Indiana. And Rodney Middleton, how's it going? Good to see you tonight. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the gifted membership. Stevie, thank you for giving 10 memberships. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great night. And Minraja, good to see you. Thank you for gifting 20 memberships. That's incredible. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great new year, and I wish you all the best for 2024. Rick, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. I really appreciate that. Happy New Year, and I wish you all the best in 2024. Poopy McScoopy, good to see you. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. I hope you're doing well. Mama of 6, thank you for the super chat. Remember to pray for our deployed troops. Yeah, we have to pray for our troops, guys, especially now with this leadership we have. You can clearly see that this leadership is really putting our troops in harm's way. By not retaliating when we're supposed to retaliate. We have the most powerful military the world has ever seen, and we're not using it. Okay, and our troops are in harm's way. They're being put in dangerous situations unnecessarily. Okay, we have the firepower to completely wipe out the Houthis, the Hezbollah, all these Iranian proxies. We could wipe them out in 48 hours, okay, with F-16s, with F-18s, with Tomahawks. We have all the firepower we need, and we're not using it. And because of that, our troops are basically just punching bags for these scumbag terrorist groups. They're just unleashing hell on our troops, and we're not retaliating. Name of Many, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great night. Stevie, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Hope you're having a great night. SH, thank you for the donation. I hope you're doing well. And Ad B, there's military engagement in South Korea. Yeah, I'm going to restart the stream in a little while, and I'll cover the South Korea situation in a little bit. I just want to get through the rest of the news here. So I will restart the stream and cover that, but we have a lot of other news that's going on besides just Korea. So I got to cover that first. But thanks for letting me know about that. Cly Grace, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Greg, for all the updates. Great community. Yeah, definitely a great community. I'm definitely very blessed to have you guys as my subscribers. You guys are awesome. The moderators. I read the comments as much as I can, and some of your comments are just incredible. How kind they are. It's just incredible the kindness that you guys show to me and to each other. It's awesome. So that's definitely a big blessing. Kimmy, thank you for that donation. I hope you're doing well, and happy Thursday, and happy New Year. I hope that you have a great 2024, and I wish you all the best, happiness and health and lots of money. Bama fan, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate that. Mary Beth Hammond says, we love you too. Thank you, Mary Beth. I appreciate that. Bradley Moore, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Greg, I sent you something on Twitter. Okay, I'll check it out. By the way, guys, I am on Twitter. I am going to start posting more stuff there, but you can find me on Twitter. It's at NYPrepper1. Okay, that's my Twitter page. I'll pull it up so you guys can see right now. Okay, this is my Twitter. Okay, if you want to follow me on there, I usually don't post a whole lot there. But I'm going to start posting some more stuff there, like more footage and things that I can't show here. So at NYPrepper1, I'd like to build up my Twitter account a little more. I'm a little bit lazy with it, but I'm going to start posting more stuff there. I do use Twitter a lot for information, but I just don't post a lot to it. So it's at NYPrepper1. That's the official handle. And I always post my videos there. So if you want to see all my latest videos on YouTube, I post them here. Okay. I always post them here. Sometimes I post extra stuff that I cannot post here. All right. So check it out. There's my Twitter. So maybe that's why that nuclear war command and control plane got aerially refueled. Okay, maybe because of the situation in South Korea. Now I think it makes sense why why the E6 got refueled. So that's crazy, guys. Makes a lot of sense now. We got this rivet joint up here, flew up into South Dakota. So pretty interesting. Let's see here. What do we got going on here on the West Coast? We got some planes here. We got some aerial refuelers here near Monterey Bay. Looks like we got 2 aerial refuelers. Yeah, we got 2 refuelers here. C-17. Let's see what's going on out here. South Korea. Yeah, we got a MRTT plane over here. So I'm going to keep an eye on South Korea. I'm going to restart the stream to cover that separately. I want to just cover Venezuela a little bit because we had some developments over the holiday with Venezuela. So Venezuela deployed their Navy, I guess you can call it, these frigates or whatever these are, the fast boats. They deployed a few of them, and they deployed like thousands of troops to the border with Guyana after Britain sent a patrol ship to Guyana. Okay, so the situation there could potentially escalate. Guyana has a ton of oil, and Venezuela wants that oil. Okay, and so Britain sent a patrol ship to protect Guyana and protect the oil platforms that are off the coast of Guyana, because the leader of Venezuela was threatening the oil companies that have platforms there, and he said, "Listen, we're going to take those oil platforms. We're gonna take them." We have Exxon Mobil over there. I think Shell is over there. And what's the U.S. doing? Nothing. Okay, why is it that Britain has to send a ship? We should be leading, guys. We should be sending ships there. Why is Britain doing it? Okay, and all these countries, China, Russia, North Korea, they see the American weakness. That's why all this is happening. That's why all these war fronts are opening up, because America is not leading the world like it was meant to be. Okay, I know a lot of people don't like this, but I believe America was chosen by God. Okay, nothing happens by chance. Okay, God plans everything, including which countries rise to power, which countries fall. And there was something about America that God saw, and he allowed America to become what it is. Okay, and I know some people hate that, but say what you want about America, but America is one of the few countries that literally says on our dollar, "In God we trust." Okay, so we have all this military power, and we're just not using it, and all these countries are just taking advantage. It's really unfortunate, guys. Okay, and it's only going to get worse and worse. Let me see, what other news do I have? So tensions all over the place, guys. Just gonna make sure I covered everything here. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover. So lots of news here. We also have some breaking news coming in that Biden administration officials are currently drawing up plans for the U.S. to respond to what they're increasingly concerned could expand from a war in Gaza to a wider, protracted conflict. Okay, this is coming from Politico. Okay, Politico is just reporting this now. The war in Gaza may widen. The Biden administration is getting ready for it. Biden administration officials are drawing up plans for the U.S. to respond to what they're increasingly concerned could expand from a war in Gaza to a wider, protracted regional conflict. 4 officials familiar with the matter, including a senior administration official, described internal conversations about scenarios that could potentially draw the U.S. into another Middle East war. All were granted anonymity to speak about sensitive, ongoing national security discussions. The military is drafting plans to hit back at Iran-backed Houthi militants who have been attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea, according to 3 officials with direct knowledge of the discussions. That includes striking Houthi targets in Yemen, according to one of the officials, an option the military has previously presented. Intelligence officials, meanwhile, are coming up with ways to anticipate and fend off possible attacks on the U.S. by Iranian-backed forces in Iraq and Syria, according to one of the officials. They are also working to determine where the Houthi militants may strike next. The U.S. has for months, behind the scenes, urged Tehran to persuade the proxies to scale back their attacks, but officials say they have not seen any sign that the groups have begun to decrease their targeting and worry the violence will only surge in the coming days. It's an escalation that could result in President Joe Biden becoming more deeply embroiled in the Middle East just as the 2024 campaign heats up and his campaign pushes to focus on domestic issues. Okay. The potential for wider conflict is growing, officials said, following a series of confrontations in Iraq, Lebanon, and Iran over the past several days. Those have convinced some in the administration that the war in Gaza has officially escalated far beyond the Strip's borders, a scenario the U.S. has tried to avoid for months. So very serious, guys. Okay, multiple U.S. Biden administration officials, okay, saying that this war is going to escalate. Okay, and the military is drafting plans to attack Yemen. Okay, so it's coming, guys. There's going to be fireworks soon. Mike Subchinsky, thank you for the donation. Here is a little good news for everyone. I was in the 1995 Special Olympics, got second place in soccer. Wow, Mike, that's awesome. Wow, that's amazing. Second place in soccer at the 95 Special Olympics. That's incredible. Congratulations on that. That's really cool. That's amazing. Soccer is definitely a fun sport. So thank you so much for the support, Mike. I really appreciate that. God bless you and Happy New Year to you. And I'm going to keep you in my prayers. I hope you have an excellent 2024. Prepping with Rex is asking if anybody in West Virginia is in need of a group and a bug out location, trying to put together a group. Can't seem to find anybody serious enough. Angela Dunn, how's it going? KLW is asking me to call him. Yeah, I'll give him a call for sure. I'll give him a call. Thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely give him a call. Looks like something's going on. Okay, KLW World News. I'll definitely give you a call. Off-Grid Desert Farming. How's it going, Off-Grid Desert Farming? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the stream, guys, because it looks like we have a situation developing right now. We have North Korea apparently attacking South Korea. I don't know to what extent yet. So I'm going to try to work and see what I can find. Looks like some kind of an evacuation has taken place. So if you guys want to hang out for a second, I'm going to shut the stream down and restart. What do you guys think? Should I shut down the stream and restart it to cover that? Are you guys going to rejoin, or I don't know if I'll do it all night. I got to sleep and I got some stuff I got to do. I'll try to do it all night. I may have to step out because I got to get ready for that snowstorm on Saturday. I got to check my snowblower. I haven't started my snowblower in a year, so I want to make sure it works. And I got to test out some tire chains for my truck. So I got some stuff I got to do tomorrow. So you guys say yes, you'll restart. Yes, you'll come back in. Okay. So for those of you guys just coming in now, if you want to get all the main headlines, you can rewatch the stream. I'm gonna save the stream. Once I end this, it'll save and you can rewatch from the beginning. But I'm gonna restart the stream and do some live coverage here of the South Korea situation. So thank you guys for all your support and all your prayers and all your comments. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm just blown away at all the kindness that you guys have shown me. It's incredible. Thanks to all the people that sent me Christmas cards. Off-Grid Desert Farming sent me a Christmas card, and I feel bad because I didn't send him one. So I'm going to get him a little gift. And, thank you guys so much for everything. All the moderators, I appreciate you guys. So I will restart the stream now. I'm going to restart and cover the Korea situation. Okay. And I'm going to be doing more breaking news tomorrow, obviously, more updates tomorrow throughout the day. And, as needed. So I'm going to restart the stream, guys. Hopefully I'll see you. If not, have a good night. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.